Merch Minds Podcast, episode 78. Special guest today, as usual. We got some merch news. My name is Glenn. This is Young.
How's it going?
What's up? And a little mayhem, kind of, from the news that we've got. But me and Young will gladly break this down a little bit. And you want to talk a little bit about our guest before we start? Who we're talking to?
Sure. Today we're talking to Travis Ross. He's the founder of the Reseller Conference, the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference to be exact,
Yes, sir.
in Denver, Colorado. Don't let the name fool you. There's a lot of Amazon private label and FBA people, but they're also doing a bunch of merch stuff as well. So. We'll talk to Travis here shortly, but if you guys are interested, go check out resellerconference.com. A lot of stuff to talk about. Actually, not a lot. It's just really one thing, but there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of mayhem going on in the community. We'll talk about that here shortly. But before we get into it, as always, people want to hear our numbers. First of all, Glenn, you looking dapper, man. You got another haircut, huh?
I had to get a haircut. It was getting out of control. And then I was like shaving today, this massive beard that, I usually have, and then accidentally cut my face a little bit. So I was like,
I can't tell. I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. Yeah. But yeah, you looking fresh. Hey, you ever think about just shaving your hair?
I thought about it, but I would probably just look kind of like like a thug or something. If I just shaved it off completely, like it was just all short, like
just shave it off, dude. Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you this, man. I shaved my hair one time.
Right? Do you have a photo of this?
I don't think so, but I shaved my hair like one time. It was right after high school. I shaved my hair. I told myself I'd never do it again.
Oh, man, that would have been awesome.
No, man, because some people, man, they just don't have the right dome, right? Yeah. And my dome is all messed up, dude. I got freaking knots and everything, dude. It's I got all kinds of crazy scars, man. When I shaved my head, I swear, dude, it looked like the freaking Epcot Center. it was all bad, man.
Oh, man, we gotta see if you can find a photo of that.
I don't think I ever took a photo. But I tell you what. If Neil Lassen ever cuts his hair, I will cut my hair with him.
I doubt that's gonna happen.
I'm just saying, Neil.
All right, throw it out there.
Okay, I just did. If Neil ever cuts his hair, I'll cut my hair. But how are your numbers looking?
So the numbers. Let's see. I went up on submissions per day, which is random.
I think everyone did.
And then 110 products sold. Estimated royalties $364.29. And I think yesterday was a little bit a better day. Let me see where I was yesterday. Today I think it's been a little bit slower. So yesterday I was at 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 22 shirts sold. So yesterday wasn't too bad. And then today I know it's been slower. So today I'm at 8 shirts. What is it? 339 here. So maybe at the end of the day I'll finish 12, 14 maybe, but yesterday was obviously way better. So if I can creep up to like 400 or 500 range where I was, 2,000 a month, I'm fine with. But we already know it's been lower than usual.
Oh, dude, it's all over the place. And just to let people know, we're actually recording the show a little early this week. Today's Wednesday, so our numbers might not reflect what it normally is. But I mean, I guess regardless, it's still 7 days, right? But my numbers, 111 for the last 7 days. So I'm just one higher than you. Product purchase $2,375.05, but my royalties $575.01.
This guy.
So even though we sold the same amount, looks like I'm getting paid a little more than you. My royalties, man, they average right around $5 now.
Very nice.
So yeah,
What about
no,
the new
no,
designs?
no, it's very good. Except we're not getting, dude. Sales are all over the place, man. It's like the stock market, right? One day, dude. There was one day I had like, no, there was more than one. It was like there was like 2 days where I had like maybe 8 or 9 sales each day, and then the third day it spiked up to like 26 sales by the end of the day. And they went back down to 3 the next day. It's all over the place, man.
Yeah.
But you were asking about the what the new
Like,
design.
yeah, like did you upload any new designs for the last couple of days or last
I up
week?
I am uploading new designs, and I'm starting to slowly see a bunch of them sell.
Okay.
Um, I don't know about you. Are you seeing that?
Not really for the new ones. Same thing.
Okay,
I've just seen the older
it's just
ones.
okay. I'm seeing I had a bunch of new designs sell, but again, I mentioned this last week. If you guys haven't seen the Facebook Live video that I did about a week or two ago, I'm no longer doing designs on my own. Um, I just I just, I was spending way too much time doing research and designing when they're not selling. So I'm no longer doing that. I'm focusing my efforts on other things like Etsy and local merch and stuff like that. But I still have new designs coming in from Penji. And dude, they're doing a phenomenal job. I highly recommend Penji to everyone. Um, Let me see. Local merch. Have you done anything?
I did talk to my dad, a family business, trying to figure something out. So we're working on it for now. But
Okay.
I'm really trying to, because I've gotten emails and comments and things asking just different questions about the whole Mike interview, and um, I've also tried to break down, as everyone probably would, trying to figure it out. Like, what are the downsides of doing this? Are there any maybe little faults here and there? And I really don't see any. Like, I really tried every possibility of like,
Huh.
and or ifs, things that
Okay.
could happen to kind of bring it down. And I'm like, I really don't see anything wrong. But I do think that the main challenge to the whole thing is, of course, number one, you have to be a salesman. You have to know how to talk to people. You have to have that in you when you go to different businesses. You have to be legit, like what Mike said. Whether you want to do sole proprietorship, LLC, you have something that shows that you're a company, you're serious, here's your business cards, and you know how to talk to these people. Um, and really think about how it's going to work all around. Like for you, it's going to work because you're going to get some royalties. You're going to get some money out of it. For the company, I think it's going to work out because whatever promotion you're running, they're going to be having these customers come in and obviously buying something or doing something to fulfill these promotions. And number two, they're also the customers wearing the shirt, promoting, advertising, marketing for their company just by wearing the shirt alone. So the company wins there. Now, the third part is trying to figure out how the customer is going to win by buying a shirt. Let's say if it is 25, because when we talked to Mike, he was saying $25. That leaves you with
That's
10.
a standard. That's a
Yeah,
standard.
standard. It leaves you with $10 for you and the company to figure out if you go half and half. Um, and trying to figure that out. But really, how is it going to be beneficial for the customer as far as the promotion goes? And I think that's something that you and of course the company have to really figure that out. And I think that's kind of the challenge part that I was also trying
Well, let
to
me ask you. Let me
figure out.
ask you. Okay. I for one. Okay. I have to admit. Okay. As a bachelor, as someone who's single, I don't like to cook for myself that much. Although I enjoy cooking, I love barbecuing. I don't do it as much because what happens with me is when I do cook for myself, I end up eating the same damn food for the next 4 or 5 days,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
right? So I kind of tend to lean more towards eating out, right? And every week, I have a little routine where I go to a lot of my favorite restaurants, right? Like there's a diner literally right down the street from where I live. They probably have the best breakfast in town. I'll go there once a week and I'll have my usual, right?
mm-hmm,
So as a customer, like if I was to invest in a $25 shirt, $26 shirt,
mm-hmm.
And they told me, well, every time we do a promo, you can come in and get your breakfast or lunch for 50% off. I would totally do it. Because, like I said, I go there once a week,
Yeah.
right? So it's a benefit for me and it's a benefit for them because, again, like you said, they get free money. Even though they might lose money, I don't know if they do. I never had a restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
Let's say my meal is, I don't know, $20 and I get it for $10. So even if they lose a little money, at least they get a free promotion out of it, and they got some money out of the damn shirt anyway, right?
Yeah.
So who
That's what's
knows?
really trying to figure out is like plugging in numbers wise and for the
Uh-huh.
business and whatever. I mean, your example, like you're saying, you're spending $20 on a meal, then in the end, that's going to benefit you if you're going once a week. You are going to save, but also depends like how long is this promotion? Is it only on for a certain amount? If it's only good
Right? Who
for a
knows?
month, or
I guess that's up to the owner of the
yeah,
business, right? I mean,
yeah,
are they going to do it once a month? Are they going to do it every week? Are they going to do it once a quarter? I mean,
yeah,
I don't see a business like a tire place, like the tire place that Mike has, right?
yeah.
I don't see them doing that promo freaking every week, right? Where you buy one tire and get three free.
No,
I don't see how they're gonna stay in business running the business that way. But I could see a tire company doing it maybe like once a quarter
yeah,
or maybe even twice a year, right?
yeah.
So I guess really depends on the business, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But I was telling you because I know your dad, your family, you guys have that business. You guys probably have a huge list of clients.
Yeah.
That's why when I called you, I was like, dude, man, you should really talk to your parents and talk about it. I mean, how big is that list, would you say, of clients? 200, 300,
Oh, well,
maybe
yeah,
more?
we have more than that. The thing is just trying to figure out, you know what? I mean, we
Who could
have,
benefit from it, right?
yeah, and we have some really good clients that spend quite a bit of money that, of course, at the same time, by throwing something new, you don't want to jeopardize that relationship somehow by us, already fulfilling really good
Well,
orders
don't
and have that
jeopardize. You're just
relationship.
offering it to them. If they're not interested, just move on.
No, I'm saying that like that's why I'm trying to find every single loophole because I want to make sure that if I'm going to go all in and make sure that my customer is taken care of, I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Not just go in and just be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's this thing, Amazon, blah blah blah. And then if something happens, it's like, well, why come in and try to, propose all of this stuff if it's not working out somehow? But that's what I'm
Right.
saying. After breaking everything down, everything makes total sense.
It does, doesn't it?
And I don't see any type of like fault thing that could happen because everything really really is
Here's
there for the taking.
here's the only thing that I think bad can happen, and I know
Okay.
Mike's I know Mike said he had no issue with it, right? But
Hmm.
obviously now his local merch method, everyone practically knows about it now, and almost everyone in the country, at least here in the U.S., they're doing it. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but you know what I'm saying, right? A lot more people are doing it.
Hmm.
My concern is, and I know Mike said he never had any issues. Now that more people are doing the local merch method, what's going to happen when again they have capacity issues and they can't ship out the shirts, right? Again, Mike said he never had issues,
Yeah.
but that's my biggest concern, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
That's what's kind of interesting because I mean they're private links. And I don't know, like when I went through it, and because I already made some samples and stuff, that I was showing my dad to making sure, like, oh yeah, I uploaded it. Here's a private link. Here's what we could do, and I mean, there was nothing as far as like not be able to get the orders out, but it could happen, of course, once like December rolls around and like maybe only certain colors are available or
Exactly.
certain things.
That's my big concern. We'll see. But just to I mean, we don't want to talk too much about this right now because we have other things that we
We
want to
can and
get.
we will. Just kidding.
This guy, don't make me talk about your haircut, okay?
All
You're
right,
looking
go ahead.
good, man. You look good.
Okay, thanks.
You know, if you're a single man, I would totally hit on you right now.
I was a single man.
Uh-huh.
Good thing I'm not. Good thing we're in this ring. We don't want any of that young stuff around
You
here.
doing that little Beyonce, huh? Flashing your ring.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
but no, the only thing I was going to say is, so I do have one client, potential client, I should say.
Hmm.
He's a friend of mine here in town. He owns a gym, and we're gonna give it a 30-day run, see how he likes it. He's already purchased a shirt for himself, which I'm sure is to just check out the quality of the shirt and the print. So after 30 days, I'm gonna sit down with him and talk with him about what he wants to do, whether he wants to continue with the local merch method. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. But
I got one last thing though about that.
no, go for it, dude.
One
Go for it.
last thing is that, so we talked about the price point being at 25.
Mhm.
I think what also helps as far as the $25 price range is the whole Prime type thing, that free shipping with $25 or over, technically, right?
If you have Prime, technically you are supposed to get it within 2 days. That's not always the case. I've ordered stuff on Prime and it's taking like 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Because let's say you have your shirt at $19.99. Let's say you're doing something different to where the person's making less, you're making more. I don't know. But let's say if it's $19.99. In that case, I don't know if will that really work out or not, because isn't the whole point for the shipping thing for Amazon that was like orders $25 and over, or
Is it 25?
I thought it was 25.
I can't remember.
Like,
Do you?
I was looking on here. So, like, all orders of $25 or more of eligible items across any product category qualify for free shipping. So, let's say if it's $19.99 and they're not a Prime member, then they're still gonna have to pay the shipping part, which would get them over. So,
Just price about 25 then.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out the numbers, and like I said, I'm doing a lot of homework on it.
No, that's good. That's good, and you should, and you should. And we can talk more about this maybe in the next episode. But we
Yeah.
just, no, that's good. That's good that you're breaking down the numbers and whatnot. But we just have so much more to get into here before we talk to our guest. Just wanted to announce the Bay Area meetup. For some reason I don't understand why, but people don't sign up. This always happens, man. And then when the event does happen, or like a day or two before, people are like, "Oh, I didn't know about this." I'm telling you now, May 12th. Okay, myself and Christina Romero, we are hosting a merch meetup here in San Jose. Sign up. It's pinned. Is posted and pinned in the Merch Minds Facebook group. If you're in the Jersey, California edition, is posted or pinned in there or whatever. So no excuses. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Let me know, and I can certainly answer any questions you guys might have. But May 12th is in San Jose. Just look, again, everything's in the group. All the information is there. The sign up sheet is there. If you guys don't sign up, you guys can't go. We're going to cap it off at 30 people. Let's see. All right, let's talk about the mayhem.
All right, so the mayhem, we do have some merch news from Amazon, came out yesterday. Due to the rising cost of processing returns, merch will deduct royalties for returned products starting May 1st. You'll be able to view your return products in the new returns column on the Analyze page in the CSV file. Monthly earnings will be based on the difference between royalties for products shipped that refunded that month. Negative monthly balances will not be debited from your bank account, but will be carried over to the following month. From Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Sincerely, or love, Amazon.
I was pissed.
I
was
you,
pissed.
You sent me a message right after you read it.
I sent you a message saying, "Oh, these rat bastards." Right? I was pissed for about a minute, and then I realized, you know what, this makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I think the reason why people are upset is because they've been so spoiled up to this point, where they still get the royalty on products that are being returned. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you put this in a real life scenario, that is not the case, right? And I was just on Margaret's show earlier today, and we talked about this. There's no other business that I know of where if a product is returned, you still get to keep the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the people that was bitching and whining and stuff in the groups, come on. Okay. At the end of the day, whatever, hey, you can vent, you can let out your frustration. God knows I go on my rants, but at the end of the day, it's it's the right thing to do, right? And and I was telling Margaret this, man. I was telling Margaret this on the show. When I was when I was heavily doing FBA, and you know me, I was like the FBA freaking RA king, right?
Mhm, mhm,
I had thousands and thousands and thousands of products in my store, and my return rate, I think, was right around 3%. Okay.
mhm.
And I was telling Margaret this. I was like, let's just say hypothetically, my return rate for merch is 5%, right?
Yeah.
So out of the $3,000 that I've been making for the past year consistently, right? If merch was to take away 5% out, out of that on returns, that's just $150. Now I know $150 to some people is still a lot of money.
Mhm.
So out of the $3,000, I get what, $2,850 per month. That's fine because in my opinion, I can make that up somewhere else on a different platform, whether it's Etsy or Redbubble or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And not just that. I mean, at some point, it sounds like Amazon's going to give us more products, right? We know pop sockets are coming,
Mhm.
right? Um, so my my message to the merch community would be this: I get it. I was pissed off for about 60 seconds. I messaged Glenn last night, um, and I recommend that you guys next time we get some crazy message like that, you guys message Glenn as well. But then I was okay with it. I was
Yeah.
pissed off for about 60 seconds, and I was like, no, this makes sense, man. This absolutely makes sense. So I don't know. What's your opinion?
Um, returns are part of the game. When you're selling, that's whether it's this, eBay, FBA, returns are part of the game. And when returns happen, either you're doing a partial refund or all refund or working something out. But some people were kind of surprised that this wasn't, I guess, part of this whole thing earlier, that that they didn't start
I
this from the very
I
beginning.
think I saw a funny comment where some guy said, "I didn't even know they were paying us for return products."
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even know from like the last, like, remember that time I asked you, I even asked you on the podcast, I was like, how come this royalty was like, remember it was like a weird number, and then you're like, oh, it's probably from like a returned one.
Yeah,
Um, and I was like, oh, okay. So I guess,
you didn't even know. So
yeah, I
okay,
didn't even really know for like the last, I think I barely figured it out, what, 2, 3 months ago when I asked you. Other than that, I didn't even know.
all right.
So
So yeah, so it's technically the right thing to do. And before we get into the show and Travis Ross, so you got a haircut because you're leaving town, huh?
oh yeah, I'm gonna be leaving town tomorrow. Orlando for 2 days, and then Tampa, and then Miami.
So you leave tomorrow. When do you come back?
I think I come back on Monday, Sunday or Monday. I gotta look
Monday.
at the.
And this is obviously for the Out Hustle series that you're doing with Ken.
Yeah.
Hey, let
Yeah.
me ask you, man. Be honest with me.
All right. Go ahead.
Between me or Ken, who's your favorite?
I mean, I can't say. I mean, you guys are both home. And why would I choose? If I had to choose one, I would choose my brother, Anthony. How about that?
I didn't even mention Anthony's name. How the hell did he get in this conversation?
Because if I had to choose somebody, I mean, that's who I would roll with. If I
I'm not asking you about Anthony. Me or look, pick one freaking Asian. Me or Ken.
one freaking Asian. Yeah, I can't choose them.
Oh man.
And-
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, we have an awesome guest today,
yes, sir.
Travis Ross, the founder of the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference. Um, it's it's grown since he launched it, and it's coming up here in the next what 4 or 5 weeks. Uh, he's going to talk about it. Don't let the name fool you. Again, there are merch topics in the conference. So let's talk to Travis. All right, guys. as always, every time we have a guest, as you know by now, they're a special guest, and this guy is indeed special. The boss man himself, Travis Ross. Travis, introduce yourself, man. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. It's great to kind of go beyond the Facebook messages, and actually put a face to a name, and actually have a conversation with you guys.
Yeah, no, thanks for reaching out. And I didn't realize this. You were just telling us before the show, before we went live, that we met in Seattle, huh?
Yeah, I was kind of like I was saying, I didn't really know a whole lot of people in the merch community. I knew Neil because he lives like 25 minutes from me. He's up in Boulder. And so I knew him. I knew of some of the guys. I knew of Ken. Obviously, I know Chris Green. He was at our conference last year. But yeah, I didn't know who was doing shows, because I really kind of just got into merch at last year's Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference. I had actually 2 accounts that were approved, but I really hadn't done anything with them until last year. I started getting a little more serious, and so I decided to go to the Seattle event. And yeah,
Okay.
I actually remember, meeting you, but I don't think we said but 5 words to each other the whole weekend.
You know what? I met so many people.
Right. It was a
That
great
weekend.
event.
It was a great event. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I can't remember most of the people I met. I mean, I've talked to so many people, and so yeah. But yeah, no. Well, it's good to talk to you again, I guess. um, so since you're on merch, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, but we're about being transparent on the show. What tier are you on, if you like to share, and
Sure.
how are you doing as far as royalties?
Yeah, so we, like I mentioned before, so it was kind of a pleasant surprise to actually find that I had 2 merch accounts. It's kind of crazy because I have an Amazon account for my business, and I have an Amazon account for personal. And I guess I signed up on both of them. I honestly don't remember signing up on both of them. So we really started focusing on the one account, and then probably, I don't know, several months later, I just happened to be logged into my personal or my business account when I logged into merch, and I was like, wait a second, I have more shirts than this. What's going on? I'm only on tier 10. What's happening? Oh my gosh, I have a second account. so anyway, fast forward to today. Our main account is at 1,000, and our secondary account just got tiered up a couple weeks ago to 500.
Good for you.
So yeah, so we're not doing a ton of royalties. I think last month, between the 2 accounts, we did about $750, $800, something like that.
That's not bad, man.
But yeah, exactly, and that's probably across about 600, 700 shirts during that time, that in total. So yeah, we're just kind of learning as we go. It's a lot, as you guys probably know, it's a lot more difficult than you think it's going to be when you first start out.
It is. It is difficult. It's all about just getting into the right niche, having good designs, and obviously luck plays a lot. But no, those are solid numbers, man. I mean, I think at this point, nobody's really having solid numbers like we used to. I think maybe Ken Real gets the red carpet treatment, but yeah, those are solid numbers, man. But hey, tell us about the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference. You're obviously the founder of the event, yes?
Yeah, myself and Paul Witter, he's my partner in it. He's a local guy here in Denver. And yeah, like 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, we met kind of randomly. He reached out to me on Facebook and said, hey, I'm new to the area. I'm new to Colorado. I know you sell on Amazon. I do too. Let's meet and have a beer. So I think the second or third time we had gotten together, we were just literally sitting at a bar having a beer, and we were talking about getting all of our friends together that we knew on Facebook to come to Colorado. So we started the Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference. This will be our 3rd year. It's June 1st and 2nd here in Denver, Colorado. In the Stapleton area, if you're familiar with Colorado, it's kind of where the old airport used to be. And yeah, it's a great conference. We're focusing a lot more this year on merch than we have in past years. Last year was really the first time we really talked about it, and it was just a session that Chris Green hosted and told everybody about the opportunity. Obviously, it's just continued to gain momentum, and so this year we're focusing on it pretty extensively. Actually, we've got Ken, Neil is coming, Chris Green's coming. I'm trying to do everything I can to get you guys there. Anthony and Kevin are going to be there. Jacob Topping is going to be there. Just
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob's actually been there all 3 years. He actually heard about merch the first year at our conference, and that's kind of transformed his whole business. So. But yeah, so we're just we're basically taking, well, the way the conference goes is that we have main sessions in the morning, and then later morning we break up into 3 different kind of breakout sessions, if you will, and then we have 3 sets of 3 breakout sessions, so 9 per day. And so one of those rooms is going to be totally dedicated to merch the entire event. So you'll have basically 6 sessions of merch topics, and a couple of those are going to be like roundtables where basically it's just question and answer and just more networking than anything else. So yeah, we're pretty excited about adding kind of that element to the show this year.
Mm-hmm. No, we're Glenn and I we're huge we're very big on networking. I mean, obviously you were able to grow the conference just from a few people just having beers into a huge conference now. Glenn, are you available on those dates by any chance?
What is this? June 1st to 2nd? I think I am on that. I don't think I'm going anywhere during that time.
Okay.
You are.
There we go.
Hey, Travis said you have to go.
There we go. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, hey, Travis, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have a conference in New Orleans on the 3rd and the 4th, believe it or not. So I'm going to try and make it. So then, and obviously, if I do go, that means I would have to fly directly to New Orleans from Denver. But I think I can make it work. I'm just give me a couple more days, and I'll get everything figured out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
love to have you guys. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, it's dude, we were just there last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Glenn
I do know it. I was so mad.
Why
I was out
did you
of town.
come?
I was out of town. I was so frustrated because I was like, oh, I really want to go. And I don't remember what event it was, but it corresponded with a trip. And I was literally out of town. And I got back. I think you guys were here like part of a weekend or something. And I got back like Sunday afternoon. And then you guys, it was pretty much done by then.
Yeah, it was just a 1-day thing. It was a Friday afternoon. I can't, to be honest with you, I don't even remember what building it was that we had, but it was a small little workshop that Glenn and I did, and I don't know how we ended up picking Denver, but it was a fun event. We enjoyed our time there. It's amazing, man, how the weather. Glenn, I don't know. I think you had left town by then, Glenn. But it was crazy, Travis, how the weather went from a beautiful 75 degrees. The next morning I woke up and there was snow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. So, okay. I mean, I know people don't really want to listen to us talk about the weather, but one story. Monday this week, it was 75 degrees here. Yesterday, I woke up. There was snow on the ground. It was sleeting, snowing all day long. Today, it's beautiful and sunny. It's going to be 65. I went for a run earlier. I mean, it's just every single day is different. But yeah, I mean, if you get a sunny day in Colorado, there's not a lot. There's not much better than a sunny day in Colorado, honestly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So let's go back to the conference. So what? I know you mentioned, it started off from you and another guy, your partner, just having beers, but how much has it grown? Like how much people are how many people do you expect this year?
Yeah, we're hoping to have around 250, 300 people, which is about a similar size to last year. What's happened? Like the first year, I think we had about 170, 180 people, which was great for our first conference. I mean, nobody knew who the heck we were, and we were just it was just I think more people were taking a chance on it. But I think what's happened is that, as you probably know, in the FBA and Amazon community, there are there's probably 3 or 4 times as many conferences or opportunities for meetups and things like that than there were 3 years ago when we started the conference. And so we've really seen that. So it hasn't grown probably as fast as it would have if we were one of the only conferences. But there's just so much competition. I mean, it's like Amazon, right? Yeah, there's just more competition. So, I mean, we do pride ourselves I mean, I'm obviously biased and I don't want to like brag or anything, but we try to run a really good show. We try to make the production really good. The room is really nice. The hotel is really nice. We're actually going to take everybody we're trying to figure out a way to limit the cost, but we're going to take everybody to Coors Field to a Rockies game on Friday night, get them downtown, in Denver. And I mean, because downtown Denver is really cool. I don't know if you guys got to go downtown while you were here, but did you check it out? Okay, yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's a lot of fun. And so, we're trying to get the buses arranged and all that to do that. But we try to make it well worth it, but not super expensive. Mm-hmm. Our goal, honestly, in the first couple of years is to try to do something for people that they could for about $1,000, pretty much from anywhere in the country. They could fly in, they could get their hotel room, and they could buy their ticket and their food and be able to have this awesome networking experience,
Yeah, absolutely. Glenn, did you have any questions? I can talk all day long. Huh?
I want to hear a little bit more about what about the people that are speaking a little bit outside of merch. I know there's a little bit of private label, some CPA, some accounting things. I think because we have a lot of resellers that listen to this in general, not just from merch. So maybe you want to talk a little bit more about some of the other speakers and stuff and what they're talking about.
Totally. So Eddie Levine, I don't know if you know who he is. He does, $10 million a year in wholesale. I mean, that's all he does is wholesale. Out of Chicago, he's going to be there talking about wholesale. As is Robin Johnson, she does a lot of wholesale and does a lot of talks on that. Anna Hill's going to be talking about taxes. Anna's great. Casey Goss from Viral Launch is going to be basically just talking about foundational principles of using data for your business and how to use data to build your business and to allow it to be the foundation of your business. We've got a good old buddy of mine, Garland Sullivan, who does RA out of Florida, and they do a little over $5 million in revenue. Not all, but mostly probably 80 to 90% RA, which is retail arbitrage. It's really cool, and he's going to talk about all the systems for how he's been able to grow that. PPC Ed from Seller Labs is going to be there talking about PPC, and he actually, I've actually contracted with them to run my PPC. I do a lot of private label and a lot of arbitrage as well, and Ed knows his stuff, so he's going to be talking about PPC. Harvey Specter, if you know who he is, his name is actually Mitchell Lip, and he's one of the young guns, if you're familiar with that term. They're kind of these FBA guys that started with $100,000 a month challenge, and then they've far exceeded that. He does many millions every year, again in RA primarily, but he's such a numbers guy. He just runs his business on the numbers, and he's super smart. So he's going to be awesome to listen to. We've got Asad Siddiqui, who actually does Amazon kind of on the side, but he's outsourced all of it because he has a full-time job. He actually works for Boston University. Super smart, sharp guy. We've got Luke Humbrecht, who's actually a personal friend of mine. He's going to be talking about marketing and marketing brands and helping brands market their brand through the lens of story, which is really interesting. Putting the customer as the hero as opposed to the company as the hero, which is like what most companies, that's the biggest mistake that brands make, is they make themselves the hero, and so he's flipping the script on that, and I'm really excited to have him share. We've got a guy that he's not actually on our website yet. His name's Travis. What's his last name? We're still trying to get his bio, but he's actually an entrepreneur that started a company, and he's basically built it off of Amazon. So we're really focusing on branding, in the non-merch sessions, I guess we're really focusing on branding,
Sure.
marketing, and then there's also opportunities in some of the other breakouts to learn about wholesale, retail arbitrage, private label, all of those other things that make Amazon one of the best opportunities for people to make money, online.
That's a very impressive lineup. Now, I know it is the reseller conference, and it sounds like it's very Amazon heavy. Now, can like people like, for instance, Glenn does a lot of eBay. Would he find this beneficial for his business?
I'll say I think he would, for if nothing else, for the networking. But I do think there's I think, like, for me, and I don't want to speak for Glenn, but I think for me, like, one of the biggest things that I've been challenged with and I'm trying to do in my business is go off of my primary channel, which is Amazon for me. And so I'm trying to learn a little bit about eBay and learn a little bit about Etsy and Shopify and the Printful integrations and all of those things. And I'm starting to kind of go down that road. And I think from that perspective, I think you're going to find that I just think that's kind of the direction the Amazon community is going in anyway. And so I think the networking that you have there's going to be a lot more talk about that in the hallways than there is from the stage. Yes, we are more Amazon centered. I don't have anybody specifically speaking on eBay. And honestly, that's because I didn't really know anybody that's their main channel, because most of my networking associates are doing eBay. I'm sorry, they're doing Amazon, or they're doing merch, or they're an entrepreneur that's built their brand off of Amazon, because that's been my focus. So those are the people that I've networked with. I don't know, does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. So anyone that's currently doing eBay, if you have any thoughts about doing Amazon, this might be a good opportunity for you guys to go. And I was looking at the registration fees. It's not bad. I mean, how much is it to attend?
Right now the price is $359.
And that's for both days.
Yes, until May 1st. But for your listeners, you guys can use the code MERCH50 and you'll save $50 off the registration fee. On May 1st, the price does go up to $449. But that includes 2 full days of all. I mean, you heard how many speakers we have and all these different breakouts. The hotel rooms are really reasonably priced. It's like $114, and you get breakfast with, like, a hot breakfast with it. And if you do like a double occupancy, it only goes up $10. So it's like $124 for 2 people, and you both get breakfast in the morning. Like I said, we really have tried to make it as affordable as we could. So anybody know, I mean, I was just starting out. I mean, I was a year into my Amazon business when we jumped off this precipice to start this conference. But we've had tons of people, both new and seasoned sellers that are doing multiple millions a year, have come to the conference, and they all gain. And it's not about just who's speaking on the stage. And you guys know this. You were in Seattle. It's about what's happening in the hallway. It's about what's happening in the bar later in night, when you're sitting next to somebody and you're just chatting about their business. And it's like one of those opportunities, to really talk to people that understand what you do day in and day out.
No, absolutely. Because I mean, and just to kind of follow up on that, I mean, Glenn, like when we were in Seattle, obviously we met you. Glenn, we met Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we met Anthony and Kevin. Yeah. So besides the speakers, there's a lot of communication going on in the hallways and in the breakout rooms. I'm at the urinal talking to people. It's nuts, man. It's crazy, right? I'm in the bathroom stall, sitting down, talking to the person next to me. It gets nuts, man. They're fun, man. The networking's fun, and then you can go out and have a couple of drinks afterwards. And sounds like, the Friday night baseball game sounds a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm going to do my very best to get there. What do you think, Glenn? Are you going to go, man?
I think my schedule's free, so I'm pretty sure I can go out there, and of course, hanging out with the Jersey guys is always fun.
Oh, hey, Travis, let me ask you, man. We like the Jersey guys. We love them, right? They're our brothers, you know. And Kevin's cool, Anthony's cool, but dude, Anthony has a mouth like a damn. I mean, you know, every other word is like, you know, f this and f
Yeah,
that.
he cusses like a sailor.
Are you are you gonna tell him no cursing during his presentation?
No, I want him to be who he is. You know what I mean?
Really?
I mean, yeah, totally. I don't want to censor anybody. You know, I mean, I think he'll probably be on a little bit better behavior. You know, and I do that with air quotes, better behavior. You know, I mean, he's a good
Oh,
dude.
he's a great guy. He's
Yeah.
funny as hell.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
No,
I love
I
him
was just
too.
I was just curious. I was like, man, is Travis gonna tell him to, you know, to play it cool? Because I think you know, when you get the like the real Anthony, where he's just cursing up the storm, and I think that's when you get the most, you know, the
Yeah,
most
you get the
information.
passionate one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the authenticity. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll just have like a disclaimer or something on the screen.
Oh yeah, just have him. I mean, f this, and your mom sucks, and you know this and that, and oh man, I think it'll be great. So let me ask you, man. Okay, I have to put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
Why weren't we invited as speakers?
Oh, you want to go there? Hey, I want you to scroll back into your Facebook messengers for I don't know, a couple months back. I was
No
like,
way.
hey, God, totally. Yeah, it was before we were even friends on Facebook. You've been shunning me.
Did I get it?
You have been shunning me.
No, you sent us a message.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
did. Yeah.
Dude, I you know what?
See, now you have to come. See, now I just guilted you into it.
I know. No, it sounds super fun. But yeah, I mean, so let's see. Neil Lassen, obviously, he lives up there in Boulder. Now, what's Anthony and Kevin going to be talking about? Because they're kind of both
Yeah.
FBA and merch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've actually, I haven't told them this, but I've got them slated for 2 different slots. One to talk about private label, probably in the other room, not obviously not in the same room as the merch breakouts are happening. And then I'll have them also, I'm not sure how it's going to break down. Like one may take one of them and the other may take the other one. Mm-hmm. My guess is that Kevin's probably going to take the PL one because, you know, for the data analytics side of things. And then Anthony and Kevin, I don't know, but it seems like Anthony's more knows more about the merch side of the business. I mean, that's just based on I don't know that.
No, I agree. It seems like Anthony is more. He seems to be having more fun with merch. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you have Ken Will, who I found out, and you can ask him. He's my father. Okay. I found you know, and here's the funny thing. I asked my mom, and she never denied it. She just says, "Get the hell out of her face." So she never denied it. So I don't know. You know, so it'll be good to see Ken, my father. But no, I mean, it sounds fun. So again, how much is that again?
It's $359, and then use the code MERCH50, and you'll save $50.
And you get $50. So if you register by May 1st, use discount code MERCH50. It'll be $309. How about for the hotel? What hotel is this?
It's a DoubleTree.
It's a DoubleTree.
Is it I think it's a Hilton. It's a DoubleTree by Hilton by DoubleTree by Hilton.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got the warm cookies. You know,
Okay.
have you ever been to one of those hotels that give you the warm cookies when you check in?
No.
And they're not Colorado cookies, okay? So don't get any ideas here.
Hey, you know what? I actually have a story about that, man.
Oh, boy.
So I look, hey, I don't smoke, okay? But when I was there, I figured, hey, you know what? It's legal here. I'm gonna try an edible. We went to one of the dispensaries out there, and I got one of those the beef jerkies. Man, it tore me up, dude. I left Denver. I swear to this day, when I left Denver, I got on the plane looking like Snoop Dogg. I kid you not. It was all bad, but I don't know, Glenn. It sounds fun, man. Hey,
hey, Denver, and then
Denver with the Jersey guys, marijuana. It sounds pretty fun. Hey, I tell you what, man, Travis, look, I'm gonna do my best. I'm like about 80% positive I will be there. I mean, we have tons of friends that are going. Glenn, I think it sounds like he's really interested. So let's. So I'll be, I'll be in contact with you here within the next
Yeah, man.
couple of days.
Be great.
Thank you so much for being on the show, man. You've been a great guest, and dude, I sincerely apologize. I don't know who you messaged, whether if it was me or Glenn, but I swear, I mean, I'm normally good about responding to messages, and I must have just missed that one.
It's all good, man. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay, absolutely. But yeah. So if you guys have any questions, you can find him. Travis, he's on Facebook. Just I don't know, just find him under my friends list or something.
Yeah, you can go. We've actually, just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys knew this, our group. So we have a Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference group, but we're doing a T-shirt contest until the end of the month, and trying to design the official T-shirt. Actually, I don't know if this is going out on YouTube, but you can see my shirt here. If you guys can anyway. That's last year's design. Andy McCann did it, and this year's winner gets $100, and then second place will get $50. And we're gonna, put them up on merch. And last year we had people running around the conference with these shirts on, and bunch of different entries. People had, different shirts on. It was a lot of fun. So that's one way you can contact me, or you can just, like you said, just look up Travis Ross, and it's the guy who's doing finger guns in my profile.
The finger guns. Also, you do have a website. I forgot, resellerconference.com.
Right.
Don't let that name discourage you. Again, he is going to have merch people there, such as Ken and Neil. So don't let that discourage you. Again, that's resellerconference.com. Travis, it's been a pleasure having you, man. This has been a busy day for you. I know you were on with Anthony earlier.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh man, every time I talk to him, it's a blast, man. But hey, come back anytime, man, and hopefully I'll get to see you here in about 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
It sounds great. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, my friend. The boss man himself, Travis Ross. Great guest, man. Great guest. What'd you think, man? So are you gonna try and make it or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely run the numbers and do the schedule, see what's going on, and then I could it'll be pretty cool. I mean, it's always good to see the Jersey guys, and especially if you're going to go out there. But now, like you said, flying from, Denver to go to New Orleans, I mean, that's totally up to you, because you're pretty much going to be all over the place during that time if you go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, like I said, I'm going to have that conference is not only for work. It's something that I go to every year anyway.
Yeah.
It's something that I enjoy going to. But yeah, we'll see. We'll make it happen somehow. I'll tell you this much: I'm not getting a hotel room with you.
No, that's fine. I didn't plan to.
I'm not. And for the listeners, if you guys think that I'm being harsh, I'm sick and tired of traveling with Glenn and him coming onto my damn bed and farting all the time.
Hey, that's what happens when you room with hustler hacks. You better be prepared.
I'm not doing that no more, dude. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Well, hey, man, let's talk when you get back, and then we'll try and organize something where we can get to Denver.
Sounds good.
Hey, would you eat some edibles or smoke some pot when we're out there?
Actually, fun fact: I've never smoked anything.
See, that's the thing. I don't do that stuff either, man. But I had to try it when I was out there. Would you do it?
I don't know. You have to really convince me.
We'll get together with Anthony, okay? We'll get together with Anthony and Kevin, because we know those guys are a bunch of potheads, and we'll just fucking get nuts, okay?
Okay. All right. There you go.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.